I'm going to be showing you how to get all the collectibles in the open world of Hogwarts within LEGO Harry Potter years 1 through 4. We're going to be tackling this room by room, and the room that we're currently in will be displayed in the top right hand corner of the screen throughout the video, and you can use the timestamps in the description to skip around if needed. Alright, let's get started. Alright, so we're going to be starting off with the main hall. This should be the first area that you spawn into when leaving the Leaky Cauldron and going into Hogwarts. So the first thing we're going to grab is the Student in Peril. So over here on the left side, there's going to be this bookshelf. You can just shoot it with any spell that you want. It's going to knock over some books. And then you can use Wingardium Leviosa to create some stairs out of those books. And then walk up those steps. Just kind of tap the student that's hanging there, and that'll rescue him. It'll register, and you'll get the first Student in Peril within Hogwarts. So next up, we're going to go for the gold brick in this room. So there's going to be 6 candles kind of scattered throughout this room. The first one's going to be there in the corner, just above that gold plate of armor. The second one's going to be right above that doorway there on the left side. Then as we walk up the steps, up here on the middle is going to be the third one, just kind of randomly sitting on the wall there. And as we make our way down here in this middle doorway, the 4th and 5th one are going to be on the left and right sides of this doorway there. So that brings us up to 5 out of 6. Then over here on the right side, just above that gold suit of armor, is 6 out of 6, and once you shoot all 6 of those with a spell, there in the middle of the room is going to be the gold brick for the main hall room. Next up, we're going to go for the character token for Doris Crockford. So there's going to be 9 torches that we need to use Wingardium Leviosa on to get this character token. So there's going to be 6 of them in this main hall room, and I'm showing you those now. And all you're doing is just walking up to him and using Wingardium Leviosa. It'll spin them around a little bit, and you'll get the little cue that you got it. This is kind of an interesting collectible because there's 3 torches that are in a different room, which is going to be the corridor area. And so this is one of the rare times where there's a collectible kind of spread out between multiple rooms. So that's 6 out of 9. Once you get all 6 of those, head through this way, the kind of top right doorway there. And the last 3 are going to be in this corridor area. So that's 7 out of 9. Then 8 out of 9 is kind of hard to see because the little column there is blocking it, but that was 8 out of 9. And then 9 out of 9 is going to be over here on the right side. There will be a silver Lego object kind of locking this one, so you will need the Reducto spell unlocked, the orange spell. And once you use Reducto, then you can use Wingardium Leviosa on it, get 9 out of 9, and grab the Doris Crockford character token. Alright, so now we're going to moving over to the entrance hall, so that's everything in the main hall. So we're going to be grabbing a Student in Peril. So the entrance hall is just through that middle doorway there from the main hall. And once we get into here, there's going to be 4 flags in this room. And the top left flag is going to be where the Student in Peril is. It's the green one. Just go ahead and shoot that. It's the Slytherin flag. Once you shoot that, you'll get a 1 out of 4 notice. That's going to be for the next collectible. But inside is the Student in Peril. So that's the Student in Peril for the entrance hall. And so now what was that 1 out of 4 all about? Well, that's for the gold brick in this room. So what we have to do is just shoot all 4 of these flags. They each represent a different house of Hogwarts. So that's 2 out of 4. And then the next couple flags are going to be kind of hanging on the ledge right there. That's 3 out of 4. And that is 4 out of 4. And you'll notice there's like an apple and a hairpiece that came out of those 2 flags. That's going to be for the Polyjuice potion in that room. Which we're going to get to a little bit later, but that is the gold brick. And then also in this room is the Harry Blue Shirt character token. This is going to be right over here on the right side behind those steps. Pretty hard to miss there, very easy one. You don't have to do anything special to get it. And now we're going to go for the Witch White character token. And so over here on the left side, there's going to be a cabinet that requires dark magic. So that means we need to switch to a dark wizard character. And to switch characters in the open world, you do need Polyjuice potion. So we're going to grab those 2 ingredients for this cauldron over there. So that was the hairpiece and like the green apple. So now we just need the cherry. And so to get the cherry, just use Wingardium Leviosa on this like blue Lego object. It's going to create a rain cloud, and that'll give you the cherry. And once you put in all 3 ingredients into the Polyjuice potion cauldron, you'll then be able to switch over to any character. And assuming you have a dark wizard unlocked, you can switch over to them. I'm just going to be using Tom Riddle throughout this guide. You can use dark magic on the cabinet and grab the Witch White character token. Okay, so that's everything in the entrance hall. Now we're going to be heading into the Great Hall, where all of the Hogwarts students eat their food and all that sort of stuff. So we're going to go for the Student in Peril first. So once you get in here, over here on the left side, pretty hard to miss. There's going to be a student trapped in a spider web. Just shoot them with any spell. Typically use Reducto for it. And that'll rescue the Student in Peril, and that'll be the student for this room. Next up, we're going to go for the Molly Weasley character tokens. Up here On the left side, in the back, there's going to be a silver Lego object. Just destroy that with the orange Reducto spell, and you'll get the Molly Weasley character token. And next up, we're going to grab the Colin Creevy character token. So there's going to be another silver Lego object. This one's on the back right side, and that'll give you the character token for Colin Creevy. And now we're going to go for the first red brick of this guide. This is for the character studs red brick. And so over here on the left side, there's going to be a Lego object. You can shoot it, and it's going to transform into a chicken, and it's going to kind of run around the Great Hall a little bit, and all you have to do is just chase it around. It'll eventually go into the back left corner there and just blow up and turn into the red brick for this room. So we can just pick it up with Wingardium Leviosa and take it over here to the owl that's located in the back right corner of the room. And once you do that, you will obtain the character studs red brick. So now we're going to grab the gold brick for this room, and this is sort of a multi-step one, so you can go ahead and shoot these plates that are on the table, and those will form like a stairway, which is where you're going to grab the gold brick at the end. But before we do that, there's going to be 6 of these like pitchers of, it's not water, I guess it's maybe like butterbeer or something. That's what they look like. There, just zoomed in on it. That's 1 out of 6, and so the pitcher is going to pour the liquid, I guess it's butterbeer, into 2 glasses. And so you just have to find 6 of those. That was 2 out of 6 there on the left side. And over here on the right, there is 3 out of 6. And then right over here on the right side is 4 out of 6. And then the 5th one's going to be also here on the right side, 5 out of 6. And the last one is a little tricky. It's actually on the back table where all the teachers sit. And once you shoot all 6 of those, it'll then spawn the gold brick way up there. And to get up there, you have to shoot those different plates, which we already shot a couple of them earlier. And so we can just use the plates to kind of create a stairway up to the gold brick for the Great Hall room. So that's everything for the Great Hall. Next up, we're going to move on to the bathroom hallway. And we're going to go for the character token for Hermione Cat version. So to get to the bathroom, just head over here up the steps and head through there. And now we're in the bathroom hallway area. And over here on the left side, there's going to be one of these little bookshelf memory game puzzles. So we're just going to use Hermione on that because she's carrying the blue book. Play the little memory game. It's going to spawn out some Lego objects that you can use Wingardium Leviosa on. It's going to create a small little cabinet of some sort. And then you can just shoot it with any spell. And inside is going to be the Hermione Cat character token. Also in this room is going to be a gold brick. So we're just going to walk along the right side path here and then head up the stairs. And there's going to be a little Wingardium Leviosa puzzle maze we have to go through. And so you're going to get stopped right here because you actually need a second character to use Wingardium Leviosa at the same time. So just make sure one of the NPC characters is near you if you're playing solo. If you're playing co-op, then your buddy will have to use Wingardium Leviosa to get you through the maze. And once you get that little Lego piece through the maze, you can shoot it. It's going to turn into this like snail. And then all you have to do is just jump up and grab the gold brick that then spawns kind of against the wall there. So that's going to be everything for the bathroom hallway. Now we're going to move into the boys' bathroom. And to get into there, there's going to be a silver Lego object lock, so we can just destroy that with the orange Reducto spell. And now we're in the boys' bathroom. So there's going to be 2 of these green stalls. The first one on the left, if you just shoot it, there's going to be a student in peril inside. Just shoot it and then wait a few seconds. He'll walk out, do his little dance, and you'll rescue the student in peril for the boys' bathroom. Okay, moving on to the next red brick. This is going to be for the score times 8 extra. And so there's going to be 4 showers. 2 of them are going to be missing the shower head. So just use Wingardium Leviosa on that to get the shower head in place. Then shoot all 4 of the faucets, and that'll start the showers and turn them on. That's going to open up this little purple chest of some sort. But inside is going to be the red power brick. And so we're just going to pick that up with Wingardium Leviosa, take it over here to the owl. It'll then fly away, and you'll unlock the score times 8 red brick. So next up, we're going to go for the Madam Hooch character token. So if you head over here to the right side, it's going to be a little trash can that you can shoot, and out of it, it's going to come this, like, what was that, like a spray can of paint or something? I don't know, but just spray along the wall there. It'll create a little picture and give you the Madam Hooch character token. That's going to be everything for the boys' bathroom area. So now we're going to head into the library. So we're going to backtrack just a little bit and head back into the Great Hall here. And then we're going to head down the steps, and we're going to head into where we started. And so once we head back here into where we started from here, we can go ahead and get a Polyjuice potion. This is completely optional to do. But you can use Immobilis on that little pixie, and that'll give you a green Polyjuice potion for this starting room, which is always nice. That's just something for you to get if you want it. But right over here, there's going to be this little treasure chest with I believe they're called Bogarts. So you can use the yellow ridiculous spell on him to get a green key. And once we have the green key, we can then use it on this lock over here in the top left, and that'll gain you access to the library area. Okay, so once we get into the library, we're going to go for the Susan Bones character token. And so over here on the left side, there's going to be this window with this kind of curtain that's waving on it. So shoot the curtain and then use Wingardium Leviosa. There's going to be a book that comes out, and the book's going to fly around just a little bit and drop a torch. And with the torch, we can use Wingardium Leviosa on that to light up all of these, I don't know if you call them candles or whatever. And once you do that, shoot the candle that's in the back right corner. That's going to light this red wizard that's in the painting on fire. He's then going to transfer over to this other painting, and it's going to cause some flowers to grow underneath that painting. So this is kind of a multi-step one. And so now we're going to head over to that painting where the red wizard retreated to after he was set on fire. And we can just jump on top of that little yellow flower and grab the Susan Bones character token. So also in this room is going to be the Ravenclaw girl character token. So over here on the right side, there's going to be a silver Lego object lock that we can use the orange Reducto spell on. Then we can use Wingardium Leviosa to open up this gate. And once we do that, there's going to be this little radio that we can build with Wingardium Leviosa. Go ahead and do that, and you just have to wait several seconds. I don't know, maybe like 30 seconds or so. There's going to be some skeletons that come out and dance. I did speed this up. And once they do that, then the Ravenclaw girl character token will spawn. Alright, so that's everything for the library, but the library also has a secret back room, and to get to it, there's kind of a multi-step scenario that you have to do here, which I'm going to show you right now. So there's going to be a window right here, use Wingardium Leviosa on it, a bat's going to come out and drop a banana, and so essentially what we're trying to do here is craft a aging potion, which is going to be over here in the left corner. There's going to be a cauldron there, so it needs 3 ingredients. The banana is one of them. The next ingredients is going to be right there next to those plants. Put that in, and so this leaves the snake that we need. And to get to the snake over here on the right side, there's going to be a little vine that you can use Lumos Solomon, and once you do that, it'll go away. Open up the chest, and there is the snake that we need. And with the snake, we can go ahead and put that in the cauldron, and now the aging potion will be ready, and this will give us access to the secret library back room area. And so now that we have the aging potion, you're going to walk super slow. We're going to use Wingardium Leviosa on those purple glasses. On the guy in the portrait, he's going to give you this little Hogwarts crest icon that's going to open up the door to the back room. Then you can go through with the aging potion. Alright, so now that we're in the back room, we're going to go for the gold brick in this room. And so to get this gold brick, you just have to shoot 3 of these little wizard hats. So that's number 1 out of 3 right there, just sitting on that little ledge. And then the next one's going to be over here. There's going to be a couple pixies holding it up. And so we're just going to use the Immobilis spell twice on those guys. They'll drop the next wizard hat, and that'll bring us up to 2 out of 3. And then the third hat is going to be over here on the right side, up on the high ledge. How do you get up there? Well, there's going to be a book kind of underneath here that we can shoot. I believe it's the red book, yep. And so we're going to hit that, and then you can use Wingardium Leviosa on that book. It's going to create a dig spot, and then we can switch over to Hermione or Fang the dog, anybody that has an animal character that can dig. And once you do that, it's going to spawn these little characters that'll build up a ladder for you. And then once you're up here, there is the third wizard hat. Shoot that. That'll bring you up to 3 out of 3. And once you get all of those wizard hats, you'll be able to grab the gold brick sitting in the middle of the library back room. Alright, so next up we're going to go for the Wizard Red character token that's also in this room. So up here on the top left ledge, you're going to need a Dark Wizard for this. Use Dark Magic on this wall. It's going to cause an explosion, and there's going to be a couple enemies that attack us. So one's going to be a spider. There's also going to be a Dementor that attacks us. Use Expecto Patronum on him. And then lastly, there's going to be like a hornet that attacks you, or a yellow jacket, whatever you want to call it. Once you take out all 3 of those enemies, you'll be able to grab the Wizard Red character token. Alright, now we're going to go for the Student in Peril for this room. So over here on the left side, there's going to be a cabinet that when you go inside of it, you're going to grab some earmuffs, which is going to enable you to withstand the high-pitched frequencies of a mandrake. And so we're going to pick up this mandrake over here on the right side, place it into the little flower pot, and that'll rescue the Student in Peril from getting his ears blown out by the mandrake. Now we're going to move on to the Alicia Spinnet character token. So we're going to switch over to Hermione for this one. There's going to be one of these bookshelf memory game puzzles. So we're going to walk up to it with her, solve the little puzzle, and it's going to give you a bunch of buildable Lego objects. So we're going to use Wingardium Leviosa on that. It's going to be this little, like a book trolley of some sort that you can ride. And there's going to be 5 pink or purple books that spawn around the room, and all you have to do is just ride over them with this trolley. So that was 2, and then number 3 is going to be right there. It doesn't give you any sort of like indicator that you hit them other than the book just disappearing. So that's number 4, and then number 5 is going to be all the way over here in the back right. And once you run over all 5 of those, it'll spawn the character token, so we can just ride over there and grab the character token for Alicia Spinnet. And last but not least, in the library back room is going to be the red brick detector, red brick. And so for this one, it's going to be over here in the back right. Just use Wingardium Leviosa on these different books to put them on the shelf in the proper spot that matches the color of the other nearby books. And then that'll allow us to pick up the red brick for this room. You can just take it over here to the owl, which is going to be located in the back right corner. And that'll give you the red brick detector, red brick. Alright, so now we're going to move over to the grand staircase. So we're going to exit the library in the way that we came, and we're going to get back to the main hallway here. And from here, we're going to make our way over here to the right side, and that's going to lead us to the grand staircase area. So the first thing we're going to get is a gold brick. And so as you walk over here to the right side, there's going to be a cutscene that shows the staircase. And there's going to be a portrait right here with a generic-looking wizard playing Quidditch. So we're just going to shoot him with any spell. He's going to throw the Quidditch ball to another Quidditch portrait that's going to be higher up on the staircase. So we just have to make our way up is essentially all we're doing here. And once you get to this platform, there's going to be another cutscene of the stairs moving. And once we get up here, you're going to notice another wizard playing Quidditch in the portrait, but that's not the one that you need to go to just yet, because you're going to notice he doesn't have the Quidditch ball. So we're going to continue our way up the stairway here. And once we get past this area, there is the wizard that has the Quidditch ball. Go ahead and shoot her. And then she'll throw it over to the one that we just passed. So now we need to make our way back down and shoot that Quidditch player. Luckily this time you don't have to wait for the stairs to move. And so we're going to shoot him, and then he's going to throw it kind of towards the screen. It's going to go all the way up here to the final portrait. And this one has a dog in it. And the dog is going to throw out a gold brick, and that's what we need to grab. So now we just need to make our way all the way to the top of the grand staircase, and we should be good to go for this gold brick. So again, we'll just wait for the stairs to move. Sometimes you have to shoot the nearby portraits or interact with the nearby portraits to get the stairs to move to the next area. And once we get up here, we can go ahead and grab the gold brick. At first I thought I had to shoot the dog or something. I didn't catch that the gold brick already spawned, but there it is, the gold brick for the grand staircase. And you'll notice right up here, there's also a student in peril trapped in a web. So just shoot that student in peril with any spell that you want. That'll rescue the student in peril for the grand staircase. Alright, next up we're going to go for the Professor Ben's character token. So if we head down here just a little bit, there's going to be 2 candles, and you can use Wingardium Leviosa to light up both candles, and that'll spawn the Professor Ben's character token. Next up, we're going to go for the Percy Sweater character token. So we're going to make our way down just a little bit. We have to shoot that red wizard on the portrait to get the stairs to move down. And once we get right here, there's going to be 2 little flower pots that we can shoot with a spell. It's going to cause a red and yellow flower to spawn in. Then shoot it again, it'll fly around. And then that'll spawn the Percy Sweater version character token. So guys, that's everything for the grand staircase. Now we're going to move on to the Muggle artifacts room. So we're just going to shoot that little doorbell or switch there to get inside. And once we're in here, we're going to go for the gold brick first. So the first thing, we're going to shoot that portrait nearest to the entrance. Then you use Wingardium Leviosa to insert that little piece of mail into the mailbox. It's going to cause a rabbit to go out and go into this little rabbit wheel. I guess it's like a hamster wheel, but for rabbits. I don't know. So that's one of the 3 rabbits that we need to get. And now we're going to make our way up here and just kind of interact with this little Lego object that's on top of that shelving there. And once you do that, the second rabbit will come out and go into the next wheel. So that just leaves 1 more that we have to get. And for that one, you just have to shoot this television set of some sort 3 different times. It's like a flat screen, though. They didn't really have flat screens at the time of the Harry Potter movies, and in universe, I don't think either. But anyway, that seems to break the lore a little bit. But that'll cause the 3rd rabbit to come out. and that'll be all 3, and it's going to raise up the car, allowing you to collect the gold brick for the Muggle Artifacts room. Next up is going to be the score times 6 red brick. This is a super simple one. All you have to do is come over here to this printer and shoot it once with a spell. It's going to print out an image of the red brick, and then it'll spawn the actual red brick. Just take it over here to the back left of the room where the owl is, and you'll unlock the score times 6 red brick. Now we're going to go for the Mr. Mason character token. So this is a really easy one. Just head over here. It's going to be this like Lego minifigure bobblehead, I guess you could call it. And it's going to split into another one to shoot the second one. And once you do that, it'll spawn the Mr. Mason character token. Alright, moving on to the Mrs. Mason character token. We're just going to shoot this futuristic flying lawnmower, I think that's what it's supposed to be. But once we do that, it'll fly out the window, and you'll be able to grab the Mrs. Mason character token. Alright, now we're going to go for the Dudley Dursley character token. So we're going to head over here to where this computer is, and we're just going to shoot that a couple times, shoot the monitor. Again, it's a flat screen, which they wouldn't have in a Harry Potter universe, but that is the Dudley Dursley character token. Alright, so now we're going to make our way to Dumbledore's office. That's everything for the Muggle Artifacts room there. And so we're just going to make our way up the grand staircase, just one level, and there's going to be this giant bird statue that we can use Wingardium Leviosa on to raise up some stairs, and that'll give us access to Dumbledore's office. So we're actually going to be grabbing a character token and a gold brick sort of at the same time here. It's going to be this little painting of Voldemort that doesn't really do anything other than give you studs. But what we need to do is find 3 ingredients. So the first ingredient is going to be over here on the right side. It's going to be a pixie holding it. So just use the blue Immobilis spell a couple times on it. It'll drop the purple flower or fang, whatever that's supposed to be. And then the second ingredient is going to be in this golden knight suit of armor. And so we're just going to shoot that a couple times. It'll drop the second ingredient. And the third ingredient is going to be over here on the right side. You just have to use Wingardium Leviosa on these different colored Lego objects to insert them into each of these cups of some sort. And once you do that, it'll give you the final ingredient. We can go ahead and pop that in, and that'll give us access to a super strength potion. So we're going to go ahead and take a sip of that, and we'll get super strong. So then now that we're strong, we can move our way up here to the second floor, and it's going to be one of these strong character handles, so we can go ahead and pull on that. And that's going to spawn this, like, I guess you'd call it a diagram of the solar system. It's a little bit random. I don't remember that in the movie, but we have to destroy all the different planets, essentially. So you'll notice there is a chest down below with a silver Lego object on it. So you can use Reducto on that, and that'll give you the gold brick. But you have to destroy all these planets to get the Professor Dumbledore Gray character token. So the gold brick's already spawned. Then once you destroy all the planets, the sorting hat will spawn. Use Wingardium Leviosa on it, and that'll give you the Professor Dumbledore Gray character token. And then we can go ahead and grab the gold brick that spawned from using Reducto on the chest that was just in the middle of the room. And next up, we're going to go ahead and grab the red brick in this area. And this is for invincibility, so a very useful one. You might notice that that was already spawned there because all you have to do is just walk up to that general area, and the phoenix kind of in the background there will spawn the red brick for invincibility. So super easy one there for a really good red brick. Next up, we're going to go for Nearly Headless Nick, the character token for him. So if we head over here to the right side, there's going to be this Lego object with a few different candles or something on it. Just shoot those with a spell, and then it'll spawn the Nearly Headless Nick character token. Now we're going to go for the regular Professor Dumbledore character token. So if we head here to the very back, there's going to be a dark magic chest. So we're just going to use a dark wizard on that, like Tom Riddle. And that'll give us the Professor Dumbledore character token. So that takes care of everything in Dumbledore's office. Now we're going to make our way to the house hallway. How do we get to the house hallway? Well, we're going to head back to the grand staircase, make a right, shoot the wizard portrait. That's going to lower the stairway. And we just have to go down one more level from here. And you're going to have to shoot the red wizard again. I got stuck here for a second. I kept shooting the Quidditch wizard, but that's the wrong one. You got to shoot the regular red wizard with the steering wheel. And once we get down here, we can just make our way over here to the right. And now we're in the house hallway. And so what we need to do for this gold brick is shoot each of these different flags. So there's a Slytherin flag there on the left. There's a Gryffindor flag there kind of in the middle. And there's going to be a second Gryffindor flag. And if we make our way over here to the right, there's a Hufflepuff flag. And then all the way over here on the right side is the Ravenclaw flag. And once we shoot all 5 of those, we'll grab the gold brick for the house hallway. So that's everything for the house hallway. Now we're going to be making our way through each of the 4 houses areas within Hogwarts. So first up is the Slytherin dungeon. But before we head into the dungeon, we will need a strong character. So we're going to head back into the starting area here and use this Polyjuice potion to switch over to Hagrid, or any sort of strong character in the game. Hagrid's typically the one that most people use. And so now that we have Hagrid, we're going to make our way back to the house hallway, and then over here to the left is how you gain access to the Slytherin dungeon. And once we get into this dungeon, we're going to go for the Rita Skeeter character token. And so there's going to be these 4 different silver Lego objects along the ground. So we're just going to use Reducto, the orange Reducto spell on all of those. And once you do that, it'll give you the material that you need to construct a strong character handle over here for the right side. And so now there's going to be 2 strong character handles. So we're just going to pull on the one that we just built on the right side. And then there's going to be one on the left side that's already there by default. So we're just going to make our way over there with Hagrid and pull on that. And once you pull on both of those, it'll open up this little water spout here in the middle. And you can just ride the water spout up, and that'll give you the Rita Skeeter character token. Alright, so that's everything for the dungeon. Now we're going to make our way into the Slytherin common room. And so you're going to have to use a Slytherin character on this door to gain access. So you can use, Tom Riddle, Draco Malfoy, anybody like that. And once we get inside here, we're going to interact with this portrait that's closest to the entrance. That's going to cause a little suitcase of some sort to spawn on the ground, and that'll give us the character token for Slytherin Boy. Next up, we're going to go for the Slytherin Girl character token. So if we make our way over here to the left side, it's going to be this green lantern, not the superhero, but just a regular green lantern. And we have to use Wingardium Leviosa on them to unlock this character. So the first 2 are there on the left side, and then the next 3 are going to be over here on the right side. So there's number 3 out of 5. And then there's number 4 out of 5. I was looking around for the 5th one a little bit, and it turns out it's over here, kind of high up on this bookshelf. And so we're going to use Wingardium Leviosa on that. And there is the character token that spawned over here in the middle. And so now we'll have the Slytherin Boy and the Slytherin Girl character tokens. So that's it for the Slytherin common room. Now we're going to move into the Slytherin dormitory there in the middle. Once we get inside, there's going to be a student in peril behind this bookshelf. So just shoot it a couple times with a spell, and then just kind of walk inside, and after a few seconds, the student in peril should kind of register that he got rescued. Now we're going to move on to the next collectible in this room, which is a gold brick. So what we have to do is head over here. There's going to be a chest that you can shoot, and it's going to cause a bunch of objects to go into the little pool of water here. Some Slytherin kids are going to jump in, and that'll spawn the gold brick. Next up, we're going to go for the score times 4 red brick. It's just going to be over here in the right corner. Very easy. You don't have to do anything special. And we're just going to pick that up, take it over here to the owl near the entrance of this room. And that'll give us the Slytherin dormitory red brick for score times 4. Okay, so that covers the Slytherin areas. Now we're going to move on to the Gryffindor common room. So we're going to make our way back to the house hallway, back through the Slytherin dungeon here. And now that we're in the house hallway, we can just make our way over here, and you will need to be playing as a Gryffindor character. So Harry Potter, Hermione, a lot of the main characters will count. And just kind of wave your wand in front of that portrait. Now we're in the Gryffindor common room, and we're going to go for the Gryffindor Boy character token. All you have to do is just walk behind this couch, and the character token will be waiting for you right there. Next, we're going to rescue a student in peril, and so all you have to do is just shoot the couch that's in front of the character token that we just grabbed. This student will just kind of go inside the couch there for a few seconds. He'll get kind of turned into a block. Just shoot him, and then the student in peril will be rescued. You just have to wait around a few seconds, and there we go. He did his dance, and we got the student in peril rescued. Next, we're going to make our way into the Gryffindor dormitory. Just make your way over here to the left side, go through the doorway, and we're going to go for a gold brick. And so what you have to do is just shoot the tops of all 4 of the beds in the room. So that was the first one. There is number 2 out of 4, and you can just shoot it with any spell that you want. I don't think it really matters. That's 3 out of 4, and then if we can get the angle right, there it is, 4 out of 4, and there is the gold brick. Just jump on top of the bed to grab it. Alright, so now we're going to go for the Fall Rescue red brick. So there's going to be this flower right here that you can use Wingardium Leviosa on, and the reason we did that is because underneath it is a suitcase of some sort, and you shoot it, it's going to open up and give you the red brick. So we're going to go ahead and take that over here to the owl, which is like right next to it. And once we do that, we'll have the Fall Rescue red brick. Now let's grab a character token. We're going to grab Ron Hogwarts version. So there's going to be another one of these little suitcases over here on the right side. Shoot it, and you'll get the Ron Hogwarts character token. Very simple. And so now we're going to go for a gold brick. And for this one, you have to use the Time Turner. So this is the first area that we're encountering in this guide, where you have to travel back in time, and there's more collectibles in kind of the past version of the room. And so once we open up that chest, it'll give us a little grandfather clock there that we can use Hermione on and her time turner ability. And once we're in the past, we can shoot that same chest where we built the grandfather clock, and if you just jump inside, you'll get a gold brick. And so next we're going to get the Seamus Finnegan character token. And so for this one, there's going to be another chest or suitcase. We can just shoot that right here, and that'll give us the Seamus Finnegan character token. And also in this room, we can get the Dean Thomas character token. So there's going to be another suitcase over here on the left side. Just shoot that, and you'll get the next character token. So that's everything for the Gryffindor area. Now we're going to move on to Hufflepuff. And we're going to go for the Neville Longbottom character token. So as you travel back, you will automatically travel back to the present time. So you don't have to worry about going back to the present after using the time turtle. Just leave the area. You should be good to go. And for this, we will need to get rid of Hagrid because we don't need his strong character ability anymore. And we're going to switch over to a Hufflepuff character like Justin Finch Fletchley. The reason I'm using him is because he is unlocked by default, I believe, during the main story progression of the game. So as long as you've played through the story, you should automatically have a Hufflepuff character unlocked. And so now that we have him selected, we're going to make our way over here to the Hufflepuff Tower. And there's going to be a pixie kind of guarding the door, so shoot that with the blue Immobilis spell. It's going to give you this little wheel. You can use Wingardium Leviosa on that. And now we have access to the Hufflepuff Tower. Now that we're in the tower, there's going to be a cabinet nearby that's going to give us some earmuffs. You know what that means. There's going to be some mandrakes nearby. And so we're going to pick up this nearby mandrake. And we're going to have the mandrake use its loud scream to destroy these different glass Lego objects around the room. So there's going to be one in the kind of back right corner, there's one over there on the left, then there's one in the middle, and once you destroy all three of those, you will unlock the Neville Longbottom character token. Next up, we're going to grab the Student in Peril. So this student was kind of freaking out because of the mandrake. Just put the mandrake back in this pot over here, and that'll rescue the nearby Student in Peril for this room. So that's it for the Hufflepuff Tower. Now we're going to make our way into the Hufflepuff Common Room, and this is why I had you switch over to Justin Finch Fletchley, or any Hufflepuff character, because you have to wave your wand on that portrait, and that'll give you access to the Hufflepuff Common Room. Once we get inside, you'll immediately see a silver Lego object lock. Go ahead and use the orange Reducto spell on that. Then use the purple Wingardium Leviosa spell on the cake. Give it to the guy in the portrait, and once you do that, it'll give you the gold brick for this room. Next, we're going to grab the Fat Friar character token. So if we make our way over here to the left side, it's going to be another portrait that we can just shoot with any spell. And the woman in the portrait will give us a cake. And we can just shoot that a couple times. It'll light up the candles. Shoot it again, it'll just blow up. And after a few seconds, you'll be able to grab the Fat Friar character token. Now we're going to grab the Student in Peril that's in this room. So if we make our way back here, there's going to be a plant that's kind of under where the fireplace is. And wait a few seconds after you destroy the plant, and out comes the Student in Peril. Alright, that's the Hufflepuff Common Room taken care of. Now we're going to make our way to the Hufflepuff Dormitory. So to gain access to that area, we're going to grab a pair of earmuffs through that cabinet in the back left side. And once we do that, we basically need to find this mandrake over here in the middle. We're going to pick him up. And we're going to take him all the way over here to the left side near the next doorway that we need to gain access to. And we're going to place him in the little pot there. And once you place him in, it'll weigh down the switch, allowing you access to the Hufflepuff Dormitory. So now that we're in the dormitory, we can use Wingardium Leviosa on the nearby chest. It's going to spawn a radio, and once the radio starts playing, you'll be able to grab the Hufflepuff Girl character token. And also in this room is the Christmas red brick. And so we're going to shoot the flower pot in the middle. It's going to spawn a whole bunch of vines and flowers, and we're just going to start shooting all of those with the Reducto spell. And once we destroy all of the different colored flowers on all of these different vines, it'll then spawn the red brick kind of right in front of us there. There it is. And so we're going to pick that up and take it over here to the left side where the owl is. And once you do that, you will unlock the Christmas red brick. Not the most useful one, but another red brick nonetheless. Alright, so that's everything for the Hufflepuff house. Now we need to make our way to the last one that we haven't done yet, and that's Ravenclaw. First hand, you do want to grab a Ravenclaw character because you will need that later. Now, there is a Polyjuice potion right before you get into the Ravenclaw area, so I didn't actually need to go all the way back here to switch characters. So if you want to play this a little bit more optimally, don't do what I'm doing here. But from here, we're going to switch over to a Ravenclaw character, and I happen to have the Moaning Myrtle one unlocked. And so now that we have a Ravenclaw character, we're going to head back over here this way and make our way back to the house hallway. And the Ravenclaw room is going to be all the way on the far right side. And once we get here, there's going to be a chest that you need to use the yellow Ridiculous spell on. I think those enemies are called Bogarts, the ones that transform into different people or items. And once we do that, it'll give you these different objects that you can pick up with Wingardium Leviosa, and that'll open up the gate. And there is the Polyjuice potion that I was just talking about. So you can switch to a Ravenclaw character right there very conveniently. And once you get into the Ravenclaw tower, just shoot the gate on the left side to build up this little spyglass of some sort, and that'll spawn the Penelope Clearwater character token. Alright, so now that we got that, we're going to make our way into the Ravenclaw common room, and this is where you need the Ravenclaw character. So again, I'm using Moaning Myrtle, and once you do that, you'll gain access to the common room. Once we get in here, we're going to go for the Gabrielle Delacour, I believe I said that name right, character token. And so what we need to do is just shoot that chest there in the middle, kind of on the second floor there, wait a few seconds, and it'll spawn the character token over here on the left side next to this Ravenclaw flag there. There we go, another character token under our belt. And so from here, we're going to go ahead and get the Hogwarts Crest Detector red brick. And so there's going to be this black table in the middle of the room. Use Wingardium Leviosa on that. And there's going to be several black Lego objects sort of around the room. And just keep using Wingardium Leviosa on all of them. And essentially what we're doing is we're building like a giant Lego bird of some sort. And so here's another one over here in the back right corner. And once you move all of them into place, you'll notice some fog. Shoot the middle of it with the Reducto spell, and the bird will then come to life. And it's going to fly around and drop the red brick that we need. And we're going to take it back over here to the back left corner where the owl is. That'll give us the Hogwarts Crest Detector red brick, which definitely comes in handy in the game's 24 levels. So now we're going to go ahead and grab the gold brick, and this is another one that's kind of shared between two rooms. So what I mean by that is there's going to be these different books that we need to find throughout the room. And so the first book is going to be right there. It's a yellow book. We're going to place it into the correct spot on the shelf, then shoot it. It'll fly away, and that'll be 1 out of 5. The next book will be kind of in the back there, just to the right of the exit. That'll be 2 out of 5. The third one's going to be underneath that brown cabinet object of some sort. Again, use Wingardium Leviosa, placed on the shelf, and shoot it, and that'll be 3 out of 5. And the last two are actually going to be in the next room. So this is a multi-room collectible. And once we get into the Ravenclaw dormitory area, underneath the second bed here, if we just shoot it, it'll raise up and kind of fly away. And underneath the bed is going to be the next yellow or golden book. Just go ahead and shoot that, and that'll be 4 out of 5. And then the last bed over here on the right side, shoot the bed, and underneath is going to be the final yellow book, and that'll give us the gold brick for this area. And also in this room is going to be a student in peril. He's going to be kind of closer to the camera here, just kind of shaken in fear. And so what you have to do is just kind of shoot the different Lego objects surrounding him. You will need the Reducto spell, I believe, and use it on that chain object. And you can pick up the book and put it on the trolley. And once you move that red book, it'll rescue the student in peril, and he'll be good to go. And also in this room is the Padma ball gown character token. So on the left bed over here, shoot it and just jump on top of the bed, and you'll be able to jump up and grab that character token. That's everything for the Ravenclaw area, and that's pretty much all of the houses as well. So sweet, we knocked out this giant area of Hogwarts. And so now we're going to make our way back to the starting area and head back into the corridor. And so we're going to head all the way over here to the left side, get back into the grand staircase area, make our way back in here. And now that we're back in the spawn room, we're going to head up here to the right side, and this will take us to the corridor. And we're going to grab the Madam Pince character token. So over here on the left side, it's going to be a silver Lego object block. Shoot that with the orange Reducto spell. Shoot the wall again. It'll flip over this like Lego minifigure statue of some sort. And there's going to be another one and a third one to shoot all of those. And once you reveal all three of them, you'll get the Madam Pince character token. So that's it for the corridor. Now we're going to make our way over here to the right side to Hagrid's hut. There's nothing in that little courtyard there. Continue across the bridge here, and this will kind of take us into this Hagrid's hut region. So we're going to start off with the gold brick. There's going to be some vines. You can use the Lumos Solemn spell on that, and then use Wingardium Leviosa to pick up this Lego object to create this kind of stone slab. And you can use this broom to clean off all of the white paint that's on the slab. So that's going to be one of three, and we essentially need to do that for 2 other stone slabs. So the next one is going to be right over here on the right side. You can already see it there. We can just use Wingardium Leviosa to pick it up and put it into place. And then we can use Wingardium Leviosa on the nearby broom to clean off the white paint that's on it. So that's 2 out of 3. Then the next one's going to be over here. Just shoot it a couple times to get the Lego objects off around it, and then use Wingardium Leviosa to raise it up out of the ground. Then again, use Wingardium Leviosa on the broom to clean it off. And once you clean off all 3 slabs of the white paint, it'll spawn the gold brick sort of on top of the tree stump there. Alright, now we're going to go for the fast dig red brick. So there's going to be some Lego objects that you can use Wingardium Leviosa on. It's going to form a rain cloud, and just kind of move the rain cloud right to left or left to right, however you want to do it. It's going to cause a bunch of flowers to spawn in. Once they're all spawned in, use Wingardium Leviosa on each set of flowers. There's going to be 4 in total. And once you do all 4, it'll spawn the red brick. So we can pick that up and take it back over here to the back left corner near the entrance where the owl is located. And the owl will fly away and give you the fast dig red brick. Alright, now we're going to go for the Ginny Cardigan version character token. So there's going to be this, what is that, like a pumpkin of some sort that's flying around. Just use the blue Immobilis spell to get rid of those pixies carrying it up. And it's going to be another pixie right here. Again, use the blue Immobilis spell a couple times on that one. It's going to drop this rocket, and all you have to do is just shoot it once. It's going to light up the rocket, and just wait a few seconds for it to explode. And once it goes off and explodes, it's going to reveal the character token that we're looking for. How do we get up to it? Well, we're going to head over here to this flying pumpkin-looking thing, and we're just going to hover all the way over there to the character token and grab the character token for Ginny Cardigan. Okay, next up we're going to grab the Cedric Lake Task character token. And so this is a very similar one. There's going to be a silver Lego object surrounding this rocket. And so we're going to use Reducto on that. And we're going to shoot the rocket, wait for it to explode. It's going to fly up into the sky. And once again, it's going to reveal another character token. So again, to get up to it, we have to go back to that flying pumpkin device, whatever you want to call it, to fly up and grab the Cedric Lake Task character token. Now we're going to repeat this process one more time for the next character token. It's going to be another rocket. This one you're going to need dark magic on, so use a dark wizard like Tom Riddle. And that's going to get rid of the dark magic around it, and then shoot the rocket one more time to ignite it. Wait for it to explode. It's going to blow up in the sky. And once again, we're going to use this pumpkin to fly up and grab the character token, this time for Victor Crumb. And we're just going to keep grabbing some more character tokens. So next up, we're going to go for the Percy Weasley character token. And so there's going to be 4 carrots in this area that we need to use Wingardium Leviosa on. So the first one's going to be over there on the left side near the Victor Crumb character token. And the next one's going to be over here sort of in the middle. That brings us up to 2 out of 4. Then the next one's going to be over here on the right side. That'll bring us up to 3 out of 4. And then the last one's going to be up here closer to the entrance of the Hagrid's hut area. And there it is, next to one of the stone slabs, and that'll bring us up to 4 out of 4, and then we can grab the Percy Weasley character token. Now, one last thing in this area is the student in peril, so if we make our way over here to the right side, there's going to be a student trapped in some vines, so use Lumos Solemn on that, and that'll rescue the student in peril. Okay, so next up we're going to make our way into Hagrid's garden. And before we do that, though, there is an optional Polyjuice potion that you can unlock in this area. And I just wanted to show this off just so that you knew about it. But there's 3 ingredients. There's the first 2 ingredients, and I sped this up quite a bit because it is optional. And once you find all 3 of those ingredients, you will have Polyjuice potion available in this kind of outdoor area, which is pretty cool. But once we walk into here, there will be a cutscene that plays if this is your first time in here. So this is like an optional story mission in the open world, which is kind of cool. But first up, we're going to go for the Amos Diggory character token. So there's going to be a chest on the right side. You have to use Expecto Patronum on that Dementor. And once you do that, you'll be able to grab the Amos Diggory character token. And also in this area is going to be the Ron Brown Jacket version character token. And so for this one, we have to use Wingardium Leviosa on these 3, I guess they're like mushrooms of some sort. There's going to be one in the back left, one in the back right, and then another one over here in the top right corner. And once you do all 3 of those, in the middle of the garden will be the Ron Brown Jacket character token. And next up, we're going to grab the Student in Peril. And for this one, you have to just do the normal stuff that you have to do for the story mode progression of this area. And so I think the end goal here is just to like create this like picnic for Hagrid, I believe. Also over there on the right side in one of the dig spots is a time turner, what do you call one of those, grandfather clocks that we're going to be using a little bit later because this is an area that has a time turner, so there's going to be some more collectibles that we have to grab in the past. And so anyway, we're going to hit the picnic basket there, and over here we can use Wingardium Leviosa on it. There's going to be some stuff that comes out of the basket, and ultimately there's going to be a Student in Peril in the basket. So we're just going to keep using Wingardium Leviosa on it. There you can already see the student starting to pop out there, and he shot out a ingredient there for us that we can shoot. It's going to turn into, I don't know, I guess that's supposed to be a pumpkin. I don't know. But we can use Wingardium Leviosa on it. It's going to grow bigger. It's then going to pick up the picnic basket, and then that's going to cause the Student in Peril to just kind of fly away. And once he flies away, that'll count as rescuing the Student in Peril. So a very interesting one there. Next up, we're going to grab the gold brick for this area, which is just, you just get for completing the story progression, essentially. And so we're just going to go ahead and go through and do all the different steps that you need to do to build the picnic for Hagrid. And I sped this up quite a bit because essentially all you're doing is just going around destroying as much things as possible using Wingardium Leviosa on as much stuff as possible. You have to stack these different Lego objects on top of each other. And once you do that, you'll get a short cutscene, and then it'll spawn you back on the bridge. Okay, so once we get back on the bridge, we're going to make our way back over to Hagrid's garden. And as soon as we get in there, there's going to be a gold brick waiting for us if we just jump on top of the pot there. So that's the gold brick for Hagrid's garden. Okay, so now we're going to go for the Gilderoy Lockhart Green Jacket version character token. So this is where the time turner stuff comes in. So we're going to build the grandfather clock over there on the right side, then switch over to Hermione. She's going to use her time turner, and now we're in the past. And so now that we're in the past, there's going to be a silver Lego object lock there. Just use the Reducto spell on that. Wait a few seconds, and you'll grab the Gilderoy Lockhart Green Jacket character token. What a mouthful of a name that one is. Next up, we're going to grab the Petunia Dursley character token. It's going to be a dig spot in kind of the top right corner. Just dig that up with Fang, and you'll be good to go. And there's going to be another Student in Peril in this area, but this time in the past. Just shoot the Lego object that's on top of them, and that'll rescue the Student in Peril. And there's going to be another gold brick that we can grab in the past in this same area. So there's kind of like 2 sets of items here in the present and in the past. And this is sort of like a story mission as well. And so we're just going to, again, do the usual stuff you would to just progress the story. You're going to move that egg in there. It's going to explode, and that'll give you the gold brick for this area. So kind of a cool story mission there in Hagrid's garden. So that's everything in that area. And now we're going to move on to the Quidditch Gate. So after we exit the area, it'll bring us back over here to the present where it's nighttime and raining. And we're going to make our way back here to the Quidditch Gate area. And first things first, we're going to grab a Student in Peril. So there's going to be a student kind of dangling up here, and what we have to do is allow him to jump down safely. So we can use Wingardium Leviosa to kind of create this nearby trampoline. And once we set that into place, he'll be able to jump down, and that'll count as rescuing the Student in Peril for this area. Alright, so next up we're going to grab the Katie Bell character token. And so for this one, there's going to be 5 Gryffindor flags that we need to use Wingardium Leviosa on. First one's over there on the left near the student in peril that we just rescued. And then the last 4 are all going to be kind of in this middle area that all leads up to the tent. And so once we use Wingardium Leviosa on all those, we'll be able to grab the Katie Bell character token. And very much the same for the Padma Patil character token. This time there's going to be 4 Slytherin flags that we can use Wingardium Leviosa on. And all of these are going to be located in the same main walkway leading up to the tent. And once we use Wingardium Leviosa on all 4 of those, we'll be able to grab the Padma Patil character token. Alright, now we're going to go for the Ravenclaw boy character token. And so we're going to make our way over here to the right side, and there's going to be this like popcorn stand, and we just have to use Wingardium Leviosa on these 4 stacks of corn, and it's going to kind of move them into the popcorn stand. Then it's just going to start kind of exploding, popping out studs, and after you wait a few seconds, you'll be able to grab the Ravenclaw boy character token. Next up, we're going to grab the gold brick for the Quidditch Gate area. And so for this one, we just have to step on this bench. One of your AI companions should lift you up on top of the tent, and then use Wingardium Leviosa on this little red Quidditch ball. It'll go down this water slide, and at the end, there's going to be a chest which has a gold brick, and you can just hop down and collect it. So that's the gold brick for the Quidditch Gate area. And there's actually a second gold brick in this area, but you have to travel back in time. This is another time turner area. So over here on the left side, the time turner clock is going to be buried underground. So we're going to switch over to a digging character like Crookshanks, Hermione's cat. And once you do that, it'll build up the grandfather clock, and then you can use Hermione's time turner on it. For some reason, she kept wanting to use Crookshanks. And there we go, we used the time turner, and now we're back in the past. And from here, we can grab a whole nother set of collectibles. But the first one we're grabbing is the gold brick. It's going to be a dig spot there near where the time turner was in the present. And we're going to build up this little stand here with some music on it. And there's going to be a band that we just have to get to play. So we're going to use Wingardium Leviosa for a few seconds. It's going to play some music, and then you'll be able to grab the gold brick there kind of in the middle of all of the instruments. Next up, we're going to grab a student in peril that's in the past here at the Quidditch Gate. So there's going to be a silver Lego object chest. So use the orange Reducto spell on it, and then use the purple Wingardium Leviosa spell. It's going to open up the chest, and inside is going to be the student in peril. I don't know how he got trapped inside of a chest like that, but who knows what these students around here are getting themselves into. And next up is going to be a red brick. This is going to be for the stud magnet extra, which is super useful in the LEGO games. So back here, there's going to be a Dementor. Just get rid of him with the Expecto Patronum spell. Then there's going to be this like block of ice, or I don't know if it's supposed to be a block of stone, but there's going to be a hammer that you can just use Wingardium Leviosa on and just kind of move it around the block to destroy it. And inside is going to be the red brick. And so we can pick that up and just carry it all the way over here to the middle of the area next to the tent. And the owl will fly away, and you'll have the stud magnet red brick unlocked. Now we're going to grab the George Quidditch version character token, and for this one we're going to move over here to the right side near the popcorn stand. There's going to be a dig spot, and so we're going to use Crookshanks on that. You could also use Fang, and once we do that, we can use Wingardium Leviosa to create a cloud. And once we've created the cloud, it's going to be a sun that goes along with it. It's going to kind of light up this area near the popcorn stand. And then there's going to be some more corn. And so we're going to use Wingardium Leviosa on that to pick up the corn, put it in the popcorn stand tent. It's going to start shaking again, and that'll give us the George Quidditch character token. So that's everything for the Quidditch Gate area in the past and present. Now we're going to make our way over here to the lake. So we're going to make our way back, and upon leaving this area, you will move back to the present. It actually teleports you all the way back to the beginning of the bridge, which is a little bit annoying. And so also there is this vine that blocks you from coming back. Just get rid of that with Lumos Solum. And we're going to make our way all the way over here to the right side, and this is going to give us access to the lake area. Now, as you make your way down, you'll notice some silver Lego objects. You can destroy those to get studs, but they don't actually give you any collectibles, so you can just ignore those. And once we get down here, there's going to be these 3 blocks. We're just going to destroy all of those with any spell. And that's going to give you a buildable little bridge that we can make, or a dock of some sort. And once we do that, that'll automatically rescue the student in peril for this area. So that's the student in peril. And also, at the same time, after he gets rescued, it'll then spawn a character token for Ron Tuxedo version. So we kind of knocked out 2 for 1 there. Now we're going to move on to unlocking the bassist character token. So it's part of the band set of characters in this game. And there's going to be like a mole of some sort that you have to shoot. So we shot him once, shot him twice. He's going to move to a different location each time you shoot him. And I believe there's a total of 4 locations that you need to shoot him. And so that was the 3rd one, and there is the 4th one near this gate here at the end where the lake task takes place. And once you do that, that'll give you the bassist character token. Alright, so there's one more collectible we need to grab here in the lake area, and that's going to be the gold brick. So there's going to be a fishing pole that we can use Wingardium Leviosa on. It's going to spawn a couple buildable frogs after you use Wingardium Leviosa on those. And they're going to jump into the water, and there's going to be some checkpoint markers that we essentially just need to ride the frog through. So we can ride either one of the frogs, I believe. And so we're just going to pick this one. And we're going to go around the other side of the checkpoint marker. There we go. And then we just have to ride it through these different checkpoints. I think there's like 4 or 5 of them. And once you do all of them at the end, it'll spawn the gold brick. I guess there's probably more like 7 or 8 of them. I didn't count there, but there's definitely more than 5. And that'll give you the gold brick for the lake area. Okay, so now we're going to make our way to the fountain courtyard, which is actually quite a ways away from where we're at right now. So we're going to backtrack outside of the lake area, make our way back to the Hagrid's Hut outdoor area. And once we do that, we can make our way back to the bridge. And again, if you have vines blocking you on the bridge, just use Lumos Solum on that, and that'll get rid of those. And we're going to make our way all the way across the bridge over here, make our way to the left side, back to the main castle area. So now we're back in the corridor, which we've already cleared out of collectibles. And from here, we can just make our way over here to the left side instead of moving up the steps. And now we're in the fountain courtyard. All right. There's a bunch of collectibles in here. So the first thing we're going to grab is the red brick for collect ghost studs. And so we're just going to destroy those 4 different Lego objects there in the middle where the fountain is. And it's going to spawn this like silver knight. And once you do that, it's going to spawn a bunch of flowers around the area, which we're going to use a little bit later. But it's also going to spawn the red brick. So we're going to pick that up, take it over here to the nearby owl. It's going to take it and carry it away, and that'll give you the Collect Ghost Studs red brick. Okay, so now we're going to grab the Ravenclaw Prefect character token. So you just have to destroy that silver Lego object knight armor there in the middle of the pond. And once you do that, though, it's going to be this plunger that you can then ride around, and you just have to plunge the different blobs of like green sludge on the ground. There's going to be 5 of them. And so we're just going to make our way around with the plunger. And once we plunge all 5 of those spots in the middle where the fountain is, that'll be the Ravenclaw Prefect character token. I guess it's not really a fountain, it's just kind of like a little pool of water. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and grab the student in peril next. And so over here there's going to be some wizards. They're probably Slytherin wizards, kind of making fun of this student. So we're just going to smack them around a little bit with some spells. Eventually they'll run away, and that'll rescue the student in peril for the fountain courtyard. Okay, so next up we're going to grab the gold brick for this area. So in the back left corner there is a cauldron, and to get the cauldron down you just have to get rid of the pixie using the blue Immobilis spell. Then you have to find 3 ingredients. So 2 of the ingredients are found in the plants. And once you find those 2, the last ingredient is going to be on this little dummy statue in the back right corner. That's the hair piece. You shoot that and you'll get the hair piece, and that'll give us the Polyjuice potion, and then we can switch over to a dark wizard like Tom Riddle, because this gold brick does require a dark wizard. So it's going to be over here, kind of in the top left corner of the room, and we just have to use dark magic on that suit of armor. And once you do that, it'll give you this broom. You can then fly up, and you just want to fly into this trail of studs that it leaves. So as you collect each little packet of studs, it'll spawn the next one. And you just have to kind of fly around this area, and once you collect all of them, you will grab the gold brick for the fountain courtyard area. And then the last item that we need in the fountain courtyard is going to be the Hufflepuff boy character token. And this one does require us to use mandrakes, which means we need to get some earmuffs, or I guess, a giant spear going through our head, as we can see there. But there is a cabinet there on the left side, and then the mandrake is going to be in this pot over here on the right side. And what we have to do is just go around and destroy the Lego glass objects that are in the area. So the first one's kind of there near the pot. Second one is going to be right over here, kind of near the Polyjuice Potion cauldron. And you can already see the next one in kind of the top left corner of the area. That brings us up to 3 out of 5. And we're going to make our way over here to the right side to get the next piece of glass. There you can already see it there, kind of behind the wall. And it's a little bit off screen there, but there it is, 4 out of 5. That just leaves one more that we need to grab. I was looking for it, couldn't find it, but it turns out it's actually over on the left side, kind of behind a wall. It's a little tricky. Definitely the hardest one to see, I'd say. Kind of near where we got the earmuffs. And there it is. It's kind of off screen again, but once you get all 5 of those, you'll get the Hufflepuff Boy character token. Alright, so next we're headed to the clock tower, and to get to the clock tower, just head over here to the right side of the courtyard, and there's going to be one of these Bogart enemies that you can take out with a yellow ridiculous spell. And once you take out that enemy, he'll drop a green key, which you can head over here and use the green key on this green lock, and then you'll have access to the clock tower. Now, as soon as you get into the clock tower, there is going to be a student in peril trapped in some spider webs. So we're just going to hit him a couple times with some spells. Make sure to shoot the web that's like behind him, or else sometimes it won't count. And that'll rescue the student in peril for this area. So next up, we're going to grab the score ×2 red brick. A very useful one here. So what you want to do is shoot this chest. It's going to pop out some of these colored clocks, at least the top part of it is colored. And you just want to move them to the corresponding stand. So, of course, the one with the yellow top goes on the yellow stand. You get the picture. And once you move all 4 of those into the correct spots, you can then pick up this red brick. But the owl is actually going to be up on the higher ledge there in the background. So you're going to have to use the blue Immobilis spell on one of the pixies. That's going to stop the stairs from moving. You can just walk right up and place the red brick with the owl, and that'll unlock the score ×2 red brick. Alright, moving on to the gold brick for this area. So on the right side, there's going to be one of these portraits, so shoot that with any spell, and it'll give you one of these gears that you can pick up with Wingardium Leviosa and put it against the wall there. So there's going to be some smoke and things showing that it's not working properly. Well, if you head over here to the left side, you can use the Parcel Tongue ability from either Tom Riddle or Harry Potter. I'm not sure if there's any other characters that have that ability. But after you do that, some cutscene is going to play, and you'll be able to grab the gold brick in the middle of the room. Alright, moving on to the Vernon Dursley character token. So over here on the left side, there's going to be a snake tail that you can just shoot with the Reducto spell, or I think it might work with any spell. That'll unlock the Vernon Dursley character token. Now we're going to move on to the Milkman character token. And for this, we're going to need to travel to the past. So over here in the back right corner, there is going to be one of these Time Turner grandfather clocks, so use Hermione on that. And as soon as you return to the past, there's going to be the Milkman character token. It's kind of sitting out in the open. A very important character for this game. But moving on to the Madame Rosemerta, I believe is how you say it, character token. So up here on the ledge, if you use the Reducto spell to destroy that silver Lego object lock, you can then solve one of these bookshelf puzzle memory game puzzles and with Hermione, and that'll give you the Madame Rosemerta character token. Alright, now for the next gold brick for this area, the one that you can only find in the past. So there's going to be a clock hand that you can use Wingardium Leviosa on to build it. Then over here on the left side, if you shoot the wizard in the portrait there, he's going to give you some more Lego objects that you can use Wingardium Leviosa on to build both hands of the clock. But you're going to need 2 wizards, each one using Wingardium Leviosa on it, so we're going to have to get a second wizard up here in just a second. But we can also use Lumos Solum there in the back right corner and place it on this little statue, and that's going to allow us to stop the stairs, allowing us to get a second character up here. And then once you have a second character, just use Wingardium Leviosa on the clock hand. Your co-op buddy should then join in. It'll stop it at 9 o'clock. There's going to be a short little cutscene that plays, and after the cutscene, you'll be able to grab the gold brick for the clock tower in the past. Okay, so that clears out the clock tower. Now we're going to move on to the Quidditch grounds area. So we're going to leave the clock tower, and when you leave, you will revert to present day after using the time turner. And over here on the left side of the courtyard, keep heading left, and now you're in the Quidditch grounds area. And so the first thing we're going to do is grab the Harry Quidditch character token. And to do that, we need to switch over to a digging character. So you can use Fang, or it's much more convenient just to use Hermione and use her Crookshanks cat. And there's going to be 5 dig spots in the area. So I already got the first 2. There's number 3. And these are pretty easy to find. They're not hidden in any way. Of course, they're actually glowing with the little paw print icon, so they're easy to find. This one on the far right side is probably the trickiest, but once we dig up all 5 of those, we can grab the Harry Quidditch character token. Okay, so the last 2 items in the Quidditch grounds we can actually get kind of simultaneously. So there's going to be a silver Lego object there in the middle that we can destroy with the orange Reducto spell. When you do that, a bunch of hoops are going to appear in the sky, so then we can hop on one of the brooms, and all we have to do is just fly through the different hoops. You can even miss like I did there. You can fly through them backwards, forwards. Doesn't really matter. It's not being timed or anything like that. They make it a very laid-back puzzle to do here. And so we're just going to keep flying through all these rings. And once you do that, it'll then spawn 2 items for you. The Victor Dragon Task character token, as well as a gold brick. So we're going to grab the character token first. Get that little pop-up on the screen. And then we can go ahead and grab the gold brick once the game finishes saving. And that is our next gold brick. Okay, so that's this area taken care of. Now we're going to make our way to the herbology classroom. So we're going to head down this pathway here and head inside this little greenhouse. And there's just one thing to find here, a gold brick. Just hop on top of this plant, hop on top of this cabinet, and boom, you can jump up and grab the gold brick. Very easy. Okay, next up is the herbology classroom side room, we'll call it. So over here on the left side, there's going to be a silver Lego object lock. Destroy that with the orange Reducto spell to gain access to this area. Then once again, there's going to be another lock on this chest. So again, use the orange Reducto spell. Open up the chest and grab the Fleur Delacour character token. Now we're going to head into this area on the right side, and we're counting this as the same, herbology classroom side room area. And we're going to go for a student in peril. And this is kind of a multi-step one. So we're going to pull down one of those plant pots, and that giant plant is going to attack it and leave us one of the 3 ingredients that we need. So we went ahead and inserted the first ingredient, and there's 2 more. So we're going to hop in that cabinet to get some earmuffs on, or a spear through our head in this case. And we can head over there at the right side next to that mandrake and pick up the next item using our earmuffs. And up here on the left side is going to be where the final item is. It's actually going to be in this plant. We're just going to shoot that. Wait for some fruit, or whatever that is, fruits and vegetables to grow. We can pick up the purple flower and put it in place. And once we've found all 3 ingredients, that'll give us a super strength potion, the orange potion. And once we have that, we can then pull on this handle, and that's going to open up this jail cell of some sort, and that'll rescue the student in peril for this area. And also in this area is the Singing Mandrake's red brick. So over in the left side, there's going to be a plant, and you can just shoot it, and it's going to drop a whole bunch of leaves. So we can use Wingardium Leviosa on that to build up a little stairway for us. And essentially what we need to do here is find 3 mandrakes, pick them up, and place them into each of these pots. So that is the first one. So the first one's actually found in that jail cell where we rescued the student in peril. So that one you have to do first before doing this red brick. And the second mandrake is going to be over there on the left side, so we're going to pick him up and place him into any of the 3 pots. And then the final one's going to be over here on the right side, which we encountered earlier when we were picking up one of the ingredients for the orange potion. And so we're going to put that into place, and once you put all 3 mandrakes into the 3 pots, it'll then spawn the red brick. Where is the owl? Well, if you head down to the back left corner of the room, there's the owl. Hand the red brick to the owl, and you'll unlock the Singing Mandrake character token. So that's it for this area. Now we're going to head into the greenhouse. So we're going to head out of here and just head to the back door at the end of this corridor. And now we're in the greenhouse. So the first item we're going to grab is the drummer character token. Just head up the steps. There's going to be one of these Bogart enemies. So we're going to use the yellow ridiculous spell on him. And once you take that out, you'll be able to grab the drummer character token as part of the band set of characters in this game. And then we can also grab the Professor Sprout character tokens over here on the right side. You can use this bench to sort of jump yourself up onto this ledge. You just have to kind of shoot it, because up on this ledge is a cabinet that you can get some earmuffs in. And that's going to allow us to pick up a mandrake. And similar to some of the other puzzles that we've encountered in this game, we have to use the mandrake to sort of carry it around this room and destroy all of the Lego glass objects. So there's one on the right side, kind of underneath that little balcony. There's one in the back near the entrance. And there's going to be another one on the left side there underneath that little ledge. And now we're going to head up the stairs to get the last two. There's number 4 out of 5 there. And this last one, look, I kind of got stuck. If you get stuck, you can just put the mandrake down, pick it up again from a different angle, and if you get stuck again, like I did there, you can put it down again and just destroy any Lego objects that get in your way. And there's the last one up there near where we got the first character token in this area, and that's going to give us the Professor Sprout character token. Okay, so that wraps up this entire area. Now we're going to make our way to the grassy courtyard. So this is a different courtyard than what we did earlier, so we're going to make our way out of all of this greenhouse area. Look at this, actually got stuck. I couldn't find the doorway. There we go. And so we're going to make our way out of here, over here to the right side. And to get to the grassy courtyard, you're just going to want to head straight through here where that pendulum is swinging. And now we're in the grassy courtyard. So the first thing we're going to grab is the Angelina Johnson character token. And so there's going to be 10, I guess you can call these torches around the area. And so what we have to do is just go around and just shoot them with any spell. So there's going to be 4 kind of there on the right side. Now we're going to make our way over here to the left side. And you're going to notice you're getting kind of blocked by the different obstacles. So you have to kind of go all the way around here. And there is the next one, 5 out of 10, 6 out of 10 there, kind of in the back left corner. There's 7 out of 10. 8 out of 10, and these last two are kind of hard to see. 9 out of 10 in the back corner, it's kind of blocked by the wall, and then 10 out of 10 near that doorway. And once you've shot all 10 of those, there in the middle of the courtyard is going to be the Angelina Johnson character token. Okay, next up is going to be the Hufflepuff Prefect character token. So there's going to be a couple pixies that we can use the blue Immobilis spell on, and you can shoot the chest that they were carrying, and it's going to give you a few different blocks that you can then stack up like I did there. I don't do this perfectly. I actually do it pretty sloppily, but I'm able to get it done anyway and grab the Hufflepuff Prefect character token. Alright, so now we're going to move on to the Slytherin Prefect character token. And for this one, we do need a Dark Wizard, which I did not have equipped. So we're heading back here to the other courtyard, and we're getting a Dark Wizard character like Tom Riddle. You could also use Snape, anybody like that. And now that we have Tom Riddle, we're going to head back to the grassy courtyard. And there's going to be this dark magic chest. We're going to use Tom Riddle on that. That's going to give us this giant watering cup here for plants. And we can use Wingardium Leviosa on it. Wait a few seconds, and it's going to give you this flower, which then your co-op buddy should use it to propel you upwards to grab the Slytherin Prefect character token. Okay, so that wraps up the grassy courtyard. Now we're going to make our way into the Owlery. And to gain access to that, there's going to be this Bogart over here in the back side of the area. Just take him out with the yellow Ridiculous spell, and he'll give you this yellow wheel, which you can use to open up the gate in the back. Now, there was an obstacle in front of the gate that I didn't show, but all you have to do is just use Wingardium Leviosa on it, essentially, to get it out of the way. And once we open up the door, we'll have access to the Owlery. Look at this area. Pretty cool how the different owls kind of move away as you move closer to the building. And the first thing we're going to grab is the Student in Peril. Just walk up to this scroll. It's going to open up, and inside of it is going to be a Student in Peril. No clue what he was doing inside that scroll, but it's another student rescued. Okay, next up we're going to grab the Hermione Gray Hooded Top character token. So we're going to use Wingardium Leviosa on this Lego object. It's going to fly around just a little bit, and then it's going to become a little bridge for you. You can then just walk up that bridge and grab the Hermione Gray Hooded Top character token. Next up is going to be the gold brick for this area, one of the 2 gold bricks, because we will have to travel in the past using a time turtle to grab another gold brick. But first off, there's going to be an egg in this maze. Just use Wingardium Leviosa on it to get it through the maze, and that's going to give you an owl, which you need to access another area coming up here. There's also going to be this treasure chest right here that you can open up. It's going to pour some, was that like bird food, I guess? And all the owls are going to head towards that. And then there's also going to be some buildable Lego objects up here, so we can use that to build this little elevator. And if you've done all the steps properly, as I showed there, the owl should raise you up to the next floor of the Owlery. Now once we're here on the top floor, we can use Wingardium Leviosa on this purple feather to cause this green wizard to sneeze, blowing out the side of the room. There's some purple studs that you can grab. And that's going to build this treasure chest, and once you build that, you'll finally be able to grab the gold brick. So kind of a multi-step one there for sure. And next up is going to be another multi-step one. So there's going to be a gramophone record player over here on the right side, and you're going to want to use Wingardium Leviosa to put a record in it and just let it play for a little bit. And we also destroyed that silver Lego object in the corner, which I believe gives you a second record that you want to place on the gramophone and wait for it to play. I think right there I just played the first one again. There's the second one. We'll put that in there and wait for it to play. Then we can shoot it again to cause it to pop out. And so now we just need one more record, and that one's going to be found over here, kind of in one of those cabinets. Use Wingardium Leviosa on it, let it play, and that'll give you the Cho Chang character token. Okay, next up is the second gold brick for this area, so we're going to need to travel to the past. So switch over to Hermione and use her time turner on this grandfather clock. And now we're in the past. So what we need to do is pick up these different colored Lego objects and place them into the corresponding color on the wall there. And once you do that, you can just wait a few seconds for these different owls to pull them out of the wall. They're going to carry them away. And once they do that, you'll be able to grab the gold brick for the owlery in the past. Next up, for these owlery past tense, we'll call them collectibles. There's going to be a student in peril there in the middle where we put the owl food earlier. Just shoot him and he'll pop out, and that'll rescue the student in peril for this area. Moving on to the Barty Crouch Senior character tokens. Over here on the right side, there's going to be a silver Lego object lock. We can destroy that with the orange Reducto spell, then use Wingardium Leviosa to pop out some more Lego objects that we can build. And it's going to build this like plunging device of some sort, and what you have to do is just ride it on top of all of these different white marks of paint, I guess is what that's supposed to be, on the ground. And once you clean up all 5 of those, you will unlock the Barty Crouch Senior character token. And speaking of character tokens, next up we're going to grab the Hermione Hogwarts character token. And to do that, we need to get to this second floor. How do we get to the second floor? Well, there's going to be a portrait on the left side with an owl on it. Just shoot that with a spell. The owl will then fly up to the second floor, and they're going to bring down the elevator that we need, so we can just stand on that, and they will raise you up to the second floor where we can grab this next character token. So once we get up here, we're going to shoot this plant here in the middle. It's going to cause a odor of some sort to come out, and it's going to cause the green wizard to sneeze and blow up the side of the wall. That's going to give us a buildable gramophone with Wingardium Leviosa. And once that gets built, we can then grab the Hermione Hogwarts character token in the same exact spot that we grabbed Cho Chang. And now we're going to go for the gold brick detector red brick. So there's going to be a Lego object there on the left side. Use Wingardium Leviosa on it. It's going to build this projector. And on the projector screen, you can use Wingardium Leviosa to kind of pull out the red brick. Kind of clever. It's a very cool effect there. And you can just take it to the nearby owl, and that will give you the gold brick detector red brick. Alright, so that's everything for the owlery, both past and present. So now we're going to move on to the charms hallway. So again, as you leave the owlery, you will return to the present day. And now we're just going to have to do some backtracking to get to the charms hallway. And there we're going to grab the Hannah Abbott character token along with a few other collectibles, because I think there's quite a bit in the charms hallway. So we're going to make our way back here to the main hall where the spawn is of Hogwarts, and we're just going to head down this left side pathway. On the left side pathway, we can go ahead and start using Wingardium Leviosa on 8 torches that are kind of scattered throughout this room. So the first one's going to be right there, the second one's going to be right there, and you can do these in any order, by the way. This is just the order that I happen to do them in. There's the third one right there. There's going to be a fourth one over here in this back right corner. And all you're doing is just using Wingardium Leviosa, and it's going to cause them to spin, and it's going to create a little bit of a fire effect kind of shooting out of it, almost like a firework coming out of the torch. And that's going to be 6 out of 8, and we're going to make our way over here, drop down, and there is 7 out of 8, and then 8 out of 8 is going to be all the way over here on the right side. And once you use Wingardium Leviosa on that, it actually wasn't letting me use it right away. I had to kind of get the correct angle. And finally, we can grab the Hannah Abbott character token. So next, we're going to grab the Lee Jordan character token. So we're going to head up the stairs here on the right side. And there's going to be these 3 statues right here. So you can just shoot the one on the left one time. And they're going to kind of hop around a little bit. Just wait for them to do that. And eventually, they'll drop the Lee Jordan character token. So super simple there. Moving on to the Ernie Macmillan character token. And so for this one, we're going to have to hop into this little cabinet and grab some earmuffs because we're going to be dealing with mandrakes. Of course, anytime we deal with mandrakes, that usually means we're going to have to destroy some glass Lego objects. So we're going to pick up the mandrake over here in the top left side, and there's going to be 6 glass Lego objects that we need to break. 4 out of 6 of them are pretty close by. 5 out of 6 is a little bit on the ways down. And then the last one is going to be on the first floor. Head over here, destroy that. That's 6 out of 6. And whichever last one that you do, the character token will spawn. And this one is for Ernie Macmillan. And next we're going to grab the gold brick for this room. And we're going to go ahead and take care of this mandrake just so he doesn't get in our way later. Put him back in the pot. That has nothing to do with this gold brick, but just want to do that first. So there's going to be this giant Hogwarts H logo over here on the left side. And what we have to do is just pick up these different Lego pieces and align them to build up the letter H. Shouldn't be too hard, but if you need any help, you can just follow exactly what I'm doing here. And once we've built the H, it'll then spawn this silver Lego object that we can destroy in the middle with a orange Reducto spell. We can use Wingardium Leviosa to fix up this little puzzle maze here. And what we have to do is just get a small animal character like Crookshanks and to go through the little maze. And what you got to do is go all the way over here to the left side, hit that little chain, and that's going to spawn the gold brick for the Charms hallway. Alright, so next up is going to be the Millicent Bulstrode character token, I believe is how you say their name. But for this one, we're going to need a Dark Wizard, so we're going to head over here to the Poly Potion and switch over to Tom Riddle or any Dark Wizard character. And once we do that, we're going to head up the steps here. And right next to where we got the gold brick, there's going to be this red Lego object. Use Dark Magic on it, and you'll unlock the Millicent Bulstrode character token. And then next up is the Gryffindor Girl character token. So there's going to be a wizard standing in the room, kind of waving around the character token. It's like he wants you to come and get it or something like that. Just shoot him a couple times, he'll move around the room. And once he gets to this third location, you're going to want to use Wingardium Leviosa on the little pot in the back. There's going to be a snake inside that's going to scare him away. And you'll be able to grab the Gryffindor Girl character token. Alright, and then the last thing in the Charms hallway is going to be a student in peril. So over here on the left side, we're actually going to exit the room. And we're going to count this as the Charms hallway as well. And there's going to be a red Lego object that we can use Wingardium Leviosa on. And once you do that, the student below will kind of do his dance, and that'll rescue the student in peril. Okay, so now we're going to head into the left Charms classroom. So once we head into this room, there's going to be some stairs that we can build with Wingardium Leviosa. You don't have to build them perfect or anything like that, just something to get you up onto the high up ledge here. And once we get up here, we can use Wingardium Leviosa on these books, and I believe you have to do it 3 different times, I want to say. And, oh no, I guess it's a 4th time. Once you do it 4 times, then you'll be able to grab the character token for Boy, this straight up boy. Okay, so now we're going to move on to the basement of the left Charms classroom. So there's going to be a silver Lego object lock on the floor there. Destroy that with the orange Reducto spell. It's going to open up the bottom, then you can fall right in. And once we get down in here, if we head over here, there's going to be a dragon, and we can just destroy the 2 circular Lego objects there. And then you can use Wingardium Leviosa to kind of rebuild the dragon. There's going to be a head and an arm piece. And once you do that, the dragon will come alive, and you'll be able to grab the Mad Eye Moody character token. And also in here is the gold brick, so if you just jump on top of the dragon's head, it'll raise you up, and you'll be able to grab the gold brick for that area. But we're not done yet, so we're going to head back inside. You might have to leave the room, then come back. And once we get under here, there's going to be a student in peril, kind of trapped in a web, kind of up high, so to shoot him with any spell. Wait a few seconds for him to get his bearings, and he'll do his little dance, and that'll rescue the student in peril for this basement. And now we're going to grab the extra hearts red brick, so we're going to need a Dark Wizard for this. I'm using Tom Riddle. Use Dark Magic on that circular Lego object there on the right side. It's going to be the red brick inside, so we can just pick that up with Wingardium Leviosa. Take it all the way over here to the left side of the basement to the owl, and that'll give you the extra hearts red brick. So that clears up this area. Now we're going to move on to the right Charms classroom. And if you're wondering what that little book memory game puzzle does, it doesn't give you a collectible, it just gives you studs. So I didn't miss anything there, guys. Alright, so we're going to leave the left classroom and move on over here to the right classroom. And once we get inside, there's going to be a character token for Girl. And what you have to do is shoot all of these candles. So there's going to be 4 of them. 2 are going to be there on the entrance. And then the next 2 are going to be up on the ledge. So we will have to build the stairs here. And once we get up here, there is the next 2 candles. Go ahead and shoot both of those. And once you shoot all 4, you will be able to grab the character token for the generic Girl character token. Okay, so now we're going to move on to the next basement. This is the basement for the right side Charms classroom. And for this one, you will need a key character. In other words, we're going to need Grip Hook. So we're going to head all the way over here back to the Charms hallway and use the Polyjuice potion to switch over to Grip Hook. So just make sure you have him unlocked. I believe you unlock him in the very first level of the game, in case you need him unlocked. But now that we have Grip Hook, we can then move back over here to the right side Charms classroom, and we can use his key ability to rotate it around, and that'll give us access to the right side basement. And there's going to be a bunch of stuff we can do under here. So first off, we're going to use Lumos Solum to carefully navigate over those different grates in the floor. Just don't step on them or else it'll revert you back and you have to start at the beginning. And there's going to be a Bogart there, so let's switch over to the yellow Ridiculous spell, and you'll be able to grab the Professor Flitwick character token. Alright, and also under here is a student in Peril, so as you move over here to the right side, there will be a little cutscene showing you these different enemies, but if you just hop down into the sewer area, there's going to be a student trapped in some vines, so just use the Lumos Solum spell on him, and that'll rescue the student for this area. Okay, and now we can grab the gold brick for this area, so we can use this spider web to jump up to the ledge that we were at before, and we can just carefully navigate this puzzle, getting across, and we're going to be able to enter this second room. And once we get into this room, over on the right side, there's going to be a vine that we need to use Lumos Solum on right there. It's going to ungrip that chain with the gold brick inside, and it's going to move over to the left side, so we can use Lumos Solum again, and it'll retreat away, dropping the cage, giving us access to the gold brick for the Charms classroom basement on the right side. What a mouthful. Alright, moving on to the character token detector red brick. So we can use the partial tongue ability from Harry or Tom Riddle on that snake. It's going to spawn a dark magic Lego object, so we can use a dark wizard on that, like Tom Riddle or Snape. And that'll give us the red brick, which we can then bring over here to the owl, giving us the character token detector red brick. Alright, so that's everything for the basement. Now we're going to head up top and move on over to the potions classroom side room. The regular potions classroom does have one collectible for the Justin Finch Fletchley character token, but you already get that one in story mode, so you don't need to do anything for that. Alright, so here is the side room. We just move over to the right side, and once we get in here, there's a couple things we need to do. So there's going to be a Polyjuice potion that you can unlock with the Reducto spell. And once we have Polyjuice potion, we're going to switch over to a Hufflepuff character like Justin Finch Fletchley, which you should have already unlocked here from the previous room. And once you use it on that portrait, the portrait will then give you a green key. And so what we need to do here is find 3 different green keys. So that is the first one. The next one is going to be over here by this bookshelf, but to use the bookshelf puzzle, we need to switch over to Hermione Granger. So we're going to go back over here to the Polyjuice potion and switch over to Hermione. Wait for ourselves to transform. There we go. And we're going to make our way back over to the bookshelf, interact with it, play the little memory game, and once you do that, it'll give you the second of 3 keys that we need to grab. You can also see a red brick there at the top of the screen, sort of, that we're going to be grabbing a little bit later. So that is the second key, and the third key is probably the most annoying, so you have to use Wingardium Leviosa on the statues in the background. And so we're just going to wait a few seconds on that for it to fly away, then use it over here on the one on the left side. And once you do that, it's going to cause some debris to fall out, and then you can use Wingardium Leviosa on the debris to build up a little key mechanism, so then we can switch over to Grip Hook. So hopefully you still have Grip Hook equipped. If not, you can just use the nearby Polyjuice potion to switch over to him, and that'll finally give you the third key. Alright, so now that we have all the keys, we're still not done yet. It's going to unlock all the different Lego objects that we need to build up a staircase. And so I went ahead and did that. And once we get up here, we can make our way over here to this chest, use Reducto on the chest, and we can finally grab the Professor Snape character token. Okay, so also in this room is going to be a gold brick, but we need an aging potion. So the aging potion is going to be in the previous room, the potions classroom. So we're going to drink that, and then you're going to move really slowly. Now you are being timed here, so make sure you're going fast. You're going to move very slowly in that first room, but once you get to the next room, you'll be fast again. Use the stairway to jump up, and very quickly, if you did it fast enough, you'll be able to grab the gold brick. And the last thing we need in this room is the score times 10 red brick. So essentially what we have to do is move these stairs that we unlocked previously, move them over to the right side so we can get up here to this right side ledge, pick up the red brick with the Wingardium Leviosa spell, hand it over here to this owl, which is super close by, and then I'll give you the score times 10 red brick. Okay, so that wraps up the potions classroom side room. Now we're going to make our way to the transfiguration classroom. So we're going to make our way back over here to the charms hallway. And once we get here, we're going to head up the stairs on the right side. And you might get a cutscene here because this is like an optional story mission. And basically what we're going to have to do is unlock the transfiguration spell. And all you have to do is just use the transfiguration spell on 2 of these dummies with each character. So you have to do it twice with Harry Potter, twice with Ron, and then a 3rd time with Hermione. And so once we do it all 3 times with each character, that will complete this little story mission, I guess you could call it. You'll unlock the transfiguration spell, and it'll also give you a gold brick. Okay, so that's everything for the main classroom, but there's also the side room. So over on the left side, there will be a silver Lego object lock that you can destroy with the orange Reducto spell. And once we do that, all you have to do is just keep shooting all of these like wooden practice dummies with the red transfiguration spell. And you just want to keep doing that. I believe you have to do it on 2 different dummies on each lane. Maybe 3. I can't remember exactly, but just keep doing it. And after you do it so many times, eventually they'll stop spawning and you'll get a gold brick. There it is. You definitely have to do it probably at least 10 times or something. I don't know. I didn't count. But there is the gold brick. And you also get a character token there that spawned. And so we can go ahead and grab the character token for Professor McGonagall. So there we go. It's yet another character token for us. And then the last thing in this room is the Fred Weasley character token, which is just going to be behind this chalkboard. And that is everything for the Transfiguration Classroom side room. Next up, we're going to move on to the second Defense Against the Dark Arts classroom. So we're going to head back here, back into the Charms hallway. And once we're in the Charms hallway, we can make our way over here to the left side, head up the stairs, and we'll enter the second Defense Against the Dark Art classroom. And once we get to here, there's going to be a character token that we need to get. So to do that, there's going to be 3 spider webs that we can just go around and destroy with any spell. So the first one's kind of there in the back. The second one is going to be up here on the top right side. There we go, that's 2 out of 3. And then the third one is going to be over here on the left side. I'm trying to be careful to only hit the spider web and not anything else, just to make it clear. And once we destroy all 3 spider webs, there in the middle of the room is going to be the Parvati Ball Gown character token. Okay, next up we're going to go for the Ron Pajamas character token. And so for this one, what we need to do is use Wingardium Leviosa on 4 torches throughout the classroom. This is very simple, so there's going to be 2 on the right side and then 2 on the left side. Again, you're doing what you have to do in the other rooms. We're just using Wingardium Leviosa on it to cause it to kind of create a little firework effect. And once you do all 4, in the middle of the classroom will be the Ron Pajamas character token. Okay, next up is going to be the Fast Magic Red Brick. So here in the back, there's going to be a Dark Magic object, so we can switch to a Dark Wizard like Tom Riddle or Snape. And once we do that, we can pick up the Red Brick and take it over here towards the screen in kind of the back left corner of the classroom where the owl is, and that'll unlock the Fast Magic Red Brick. Very useful one. So that just leaves one more collectible in this classroom, and that's going to be the gold brick. And for this one, you need to destroy 7 silver Lego objects in this classroom. So the first one's going to be being held up by a pixie, so you have to use the blue Immobilist spell on it. Next one is going to be this silver Lego object brick wall. You have to shoot that a few times. And then over here on the right side, there's going to be this bird cage that you have to remove with the purple Wingardium Leviosa spell. And once you remove that, then you can use Reducto on the statue that's inside. That'll be 3 out of 7. And then the next one is going to be, again, held up by another pixie, so we can use Immobilus on that a couple times, then switch over to Reducto. That's 4 out of 7. Now we're going to move towards the screen just a little bit. Right in the middle of the classroom is going to be number 5 out of 7, super easy. Over here on the left side, there's going to be some vines that we need to get rid of with Lumos Solum. And once you do that, you can then destroy the skeleton with Reducto. That'll be 6 out of 7. And the last one, you have to solve this book puzzle with Hermione Granger. So just play the little memory game, it'll open up, and inside is going to be the final silver Lego object. And once you destroy all 7, you can go ahead and grab the gold brick for the second Defense Against the Dark Arts classroom. Okay, so now we're going to move on to the courtyard. So we're going to exit the classroom and just make our way to the right side of the Charms hallway here through this doorway. and this is going to be the courtyard, and we're going to go for the Oliver Wood character token. And for this, we need to create a new strength potion. So there's going to be 3 ingredients, and all 3 ingredients are going to be located in these little bushes. So there's going to be 3 little areas of 3 bushes stacked together. Each one has a different ingredient in it, so just shoot each one with any spell, and the ingredient will pop out. So once we have all 3 ingredients, we can drink it, we'll gain some super strength, and then we can come over here to this handle and pull on it. And once you do that, it's going to cause some rings to spawn up in the sky, so you can ride the nearby broom, and you just have to fly through the rings. You can do it in any which way that you want. You don't even have to do them in order if you don't want to. And once we fly through all of the different rings here, it'll spawn the character token up here in the sky for Oliver Wood. Okay, so that's the only thing in the courtyard, so now we're going to make our way into the divination classroom. But before we go in there, we want to go up here to the polyjuice potion, and we need to switch over to grip hook, because there is going to be a collectible in the divination classroom that does require a key. So we're going to go ahead and grab grip hook beforehand. So now we're going to make our way back into the courtyard, and through here, that's how you get to the divination classroom. And back here in the back of the room is going to be where the safe is. We can open that up with grip hook, and that'll give us the Professor Trelawney character token. And right next to that one is going to be a dark magic object, so we can switch over to a dark wizard like Tom Riddle, destroy that, and that'll give us the Hermione blue top character token. So that wraps up the divination classroom. Now we're going to make our way to the first defense against the dark arts classroom. And the reason we did this one second is because it's going to lead to another area that's going to lead to the final area that we do in this guide. So this made sense to do this one last. So once we get into the defense of the dark arts classroom, there's going to be one of these little memory game book puzzles. So we're going to use that with Hermione, and out of it is going to come an open blue book, which we can destroy, and that'll be 1 out of 4. So we need to find 4 of these blue books kind of scattered throughout this classroom here. So up here on the steps near that door is going to be number 2 out of 4, and it's going to kind of explode after you destroy it. And there is number 3 out of 4 right next to that cabinet. And then number 4 out of 4 is going to be up here close to the camera on the left side. And once you destroy all 4 of those, it'll unlock the character token for Parvati Patil. Alright, next up we're going to go for another character token, and for this one we need to go around and use Wingardium Leviosa on 4 torches in this room. Very similar to what we had to do in the second defense against the dark arts classroom. So there's going to be 2 on each side of the room, and once you do all 4 of those, in the middle of the classroom will be the character token for the station guard. And now we're going to go for the Ginny Weasley character token, so there's going to be a dark magic gate there, so switch to a dark wizard like Tom Riddle, destroy it, and unlock the Ginny Weasley character token. So now we're going to move on to the next area, which is going to be the gear basement. So in the back there's going to be a chest that we can open up using the orange Reducto spell to get rid of the silver Lego object lock. And that's going to give us a doorway that we can build up with Wingardium Leviosa, which is going to lead into the gear basement. So once we get into the gear basement, we can use Wingardium Leviosa on this Lego object here to create this little wheel, which is going to give us access to the next area. Now, what we have to do here to get this red brick for regenerate hearts is there's going to be 5 Bogarts in this area. So you have to use the yellow ridiculous spell on all 5. The first one was right there. The next one is going to be up here on the second level. You just have to use the Lumos Solum spell to get rid of those vines. Then use the yellow ridiculous spell to get rid of the second of 5 Bogarts. That one is going to give you an ingredient, which we're going to have to get later on. But for now, I'm just going to worry about the Bogarts. So over here on the left side, of the right side, I guess we could say, is going to be a pixie that we can use the blue Immobilis spell to get rid of. And then we can use the ridiculous spell to get rid of that Bogart. And that is going to drop another ingredient. But before we pick that up, we are going to use Wingardium Leviosa to create a stairway here over back to the left side. And so we're going to pick up that little purple flower looking thing, ingredient, and put it into the pot, because there is going to be one Bogart that requires us to have the strength potion. So we're going to go back and pick up this ingredient that we got from the, what was it, the second Bogart enemy, I believe. So we're going to take this back over here to the cauldron. So that's 2 out of 3 ingredients. Then back over here, there's another chest. We just have to shoot these gears, then use Wingardium Leviosa on it. It's going to rebuild them and place them underneath the chest. Then that will lower down the chest, open it up, giving you the 4th Bogart. So we're going to use the ridiculous spell on that one, take that one out. And then here is the 3rd and final ingredient for the orange strength potion. and we can use that strength potion then after we drink it to pull down the last Bogart chest. Alright, now that we're all strengthed up, we can pull on the handle. It's going to lower the chest down. Then we can switch over to the yellow ridiculous spell, shoot the Bogart. It's going to fall over, and it's going to unlock the red brick. There it is. So we're going to go down and pick that up, and this is going to give us the regenerate hearts red brick ability, which is always handy in case you don't have invincibility unlocked yet. And there we go, regenerate hearts unlocked. Alright, also in this room is going to be the Victor Tuxedo character token. What we have to do is go around this area and shoot all of the little lanterns that are kind of scattered around the gear basement. So the first 3 are going to be there near the starting area of this room. Then we're going to move over here to the right side, and there is the 4th one. And then the last 3 are going to be all kind of lined up against the back wall here. And then right over here is number 7, and that is going to be the Victor Tuxedo character token. Alright, next up is the Harry Maze Task character token. What we have to do for this one is shoot the 3 flags in the background. Very simple. Don't have to do anything special to shoot them with any spell. And once you destroy all 3 of those, over here in the middle of this wood plank area is going to be the Harry Maze Task character token. And the last thing in this room is going to be the Student in Peril, which you've probably seen throughout the entire time that we've been in here. So we can go ahead and shoot that spider web, and that'll rescue the Student in Peril. Alright guys, this leads us to the final room of this massive Hogwarts guide. That's going to be the Pendulum Basement, so you just have to walk through this doorway right there. That's the doorway that you had to open up to unlock the Ginny Weasley character token. And once we get in here, we just have to use the blue Immobilis spell on all of these different pendulums, because there's going to be a pixie on each one, so you just have to shoot the pixie twice. It'll get taken out, and you'll see the little indicator on how many out of 4 that you've taken out. And once you've taken out all 4 of them, at the end of this pathway here is going to be the character token for Draco Malfoy. So now we're going to have to go for the Professor Quirrell character token, so we're going to make our way to the lower level of the Pendulum Bank. And this one you don't really have to do anything too special, you just have to make your way through the bottom floor, and all you have to do that is shoot these blue pixies, which are going to be rotating these different platforms. And so you just want to keep using the blue Immobilis spell to kind of freeze them, and then shoot them again to take them out. And so there's going to be one more swinging pendulum here. You might get pulled back by one of the enemies on the other side. But there we go, we made it across, and there is the Professor Quirrell character token. And the very last item that we're going to get for this guide is the gold brick. Again, we're going to use the blue Immobilis spell on these final 2 pixies. Once you take those out, you're going to get a short cutscene of the place kind of collapsing a little bit. And at the end of the cutscene, there is the final gold brick of Hogwarts. So guys, those are all the collectibles in the open world of Hogwarts within LEGO Harry Potter years 1 through 4. If you were crazy enough to watch the entirety of this guide, leave the words "mischief managed" somewhere in your comment below, and that'll let me know that you actually watched this whole thing, and I'll be sure to give that comment a heart. So again, that's going to do it. Be sure to like this video if you enjoyed it, dislike it if not, subscribe for more content like this. I'll see you guys next time here on Quick Break Games.